Right, so, Charlie, one thing I did actually want to talk about, because I found this very, very bizarre, okay? You know the show Dr. Phil?
Oh, yeah.
Phil, who's...
Famous Dr. Phil, who isn't a doctor.
He's not a doctor, he's just a guy called Philip. But yeah, Dr. Phil, he's got a show where he speaks to people about their problems, and one person who's been on there recently is this guy that you can see on screen right now. Do you know who this is?
I do not.
Okay.
Enlighten me.
Do you remember TanaCon?
Yes.
The infamous event?
Yes.
Where people nearly burned to death?
Yeah.
He's basically the guy who ran it all.
Okay.
So if you remember when she did the Shane Dawson documentary afterwards being like, it was all this guy's fault, it's all this guy's fault, this random guy in a Segway who was like, about. This is him. And for some reason, he's went on to Dr. Phil to talk about it, like, 4 years later.
Oh, he's had such a hard life.
He's had such a hard life, you know, making fucking thousands of pounds at people's demise. Fuck.
Setting people on fire, you know.
Yeah, quite. Yeah, you're evil guy deep down. Well, he's been on Dr. Phil, so I feel like it might be quite a little bizarre thing to just watch along and see what he says, you know? He's going to be talking about the TanaCon thing, which, yet again, like, I don't think people really care about it anymore, but...
No.
We'll see.
I mean, he looks like an interesting guy. Just look at him.
Yeah, he looks interesting. I mean, look at the fucking jewelry. Yeah, like, I don't mean to judge someone like by their looks, but he does look like he loves himself.
I mean, he's got a NOS canister on his neck. Look, what's that for a necklace? Come on.
Yeah, that's very interesting, right? Maybe that's why he made the event. He was just fucking NOS the whole time.
He just didn't know what was going on.
That would be a good explanation, I think. The only explanation that makes sense. Why someone actually made that event.
That'd get him out of the water, to be fair. Oh, fine, fair enough.
So yeah, let's have a look at what goes on here.
2 years ago, I had everything going for me. My career was booming. And then it's like the floor just...
Sorry, I fucking love the sound effects.
It's like supposed to be a millionaire music, like...
He's basically talking about how his whole career went to shit. And it's like, I hate my life now. And all of a sudden it's like... The guy's crying, okay? Leave him alone. Fuck.
Dropped out from below me. I was the founder and CEO of a company called Good Times Entertainment. I met an influencer and a YouTuber named Tana Mongeau. I approached her and came up with this idea that we should create a convention. My staff and I spent about
Fucking love how intense they're trying to make it. Like, I get it was a bit of a disaster, but it's not that deep, surely. Like,
one man started a company with a YouTuber.
Like, what are they doing? I'm so confused.
6 months or so planning this event.
Do we have any update on Simon?
We're creating that.
We had a staff of over 100 people working on TanaCon.
The concern of mine is I cannot fit 30,000 people in this hotel. 5,000, yeah. 10,000, we can push it.
First few hours of TanaCon went off flawlessly. The doors opened and we had quite a crowd already had lined up hours before.
It's almost as if, like, because they were selling the tickets for free, right?
Yeah.
So they're doing free tickets and Tana Mongeau has millions of subscribers. Why are you surprised that too many people turned up?
How many people actually did turn up in the end?
So I think they were, like you just said there, like, they could hold five. I mean, this is so long ago now. I can't remember the exact numbers, but apparently it could hold 5,000 people. And I swear, like, 15, 20,000.
Really?
Yeah. I just remember there being videos of, like, the queues outside, like, huge. Like, literally going through the whole car park, like, looping around.
Free tickets. What do you expect to happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, they messed it up big time.
For the event, just waiting to get in. Everything seemed to be going great. And then my assistant runs up to me. In a panic, the hotel had shut the doors. And what that did was instantly create madness. There were 20,000 people outside waiting to get in.
This is funny how they like try to make it so intensive. It's like riots or something, but realistically, it is like 13-year-old girls
with just
who
phones
are,
like
Tana Mongeau fans. Like, yeah, they've probably got some fucking Tana merch on.
Not really sure they're going to be flipping over cars and just rioting. Really, they don't seem
no,
like the kind too. You know,
you wouldn't think. The worst they're probably gonna do is record it and put on their Instagram story and
just
say bad things.
Scream. Like the worst thing is probably just the absolute ear-piercing shrieks. That's probably the worst bit about it.
Yeah, it starts off like screeches of excitement, and then it starts off pain. When it's like sunburned. Tana Mongeau, wow. You evil human.
The meet and greet check-in line. This is crazy.
We were over capacity by 15,000 people. Things.
Yeah, to be fair, they are rowdy.
Oh no, Jesus Christ!
Crazy, right?
I'm surprised he didn't have the SWAT team down there, you know what I mean? Rah, just relax,
It is so worth the sound effects. So the sound effects make sense now, okay? Actually, I don't think you're doing it justice. We need to make it more intense.
It's the fact that it's all like the dramatic music and then, doom, let us in, let us in. Like 4 people. Oh, God.
Escalated with the hotel staff. They expressed they would not open that door. The entire thing just kind of spiraled out of control. Within a matter of seconds, police swarmed the building, getting on their...
Why are they trying to make it seem like this? Within a matter of seconds, the police swarmed the building. We had to get it under control. Someone nearly died. Like, mate, come on, it's not that deep, surely. You're just fucked up. Like, why are you still going about it now? That's what I'm confused about. It happened how long ago?
Like, literally, wasn't it like 4 years ago?
I lived in Durham, I remember, because I made a video about it in the Durham house. And I lived in there, 2017?
Yeah. So minimum 4 years ago.
2018, yeah. So it would have been about 4 years ago. Why are you going on about it now? And why does Dr. Phil care? What the fuck? Right, should we just skip to when he actually gets the interview?
Yeah, do it.
No one else can really understand.
Why were you so high profile in this, that people are 2 years later bad-mouthing you? How do people even know who you are?
It's a combination of things.
Wait, sorry. Is that the crowd in the background? Did you see that?
Did you see that?
Oh, my, what? I hate, right? Can I first of all just say, I hate it when shows are doing this right now, because obviously the COVID stuff. Just don't have a crowd. You don't need fucking, 20 people on a screen.
They're probably not even going to be interacting and sound and all that.
They look bored as fuck, look at them.
Just the most...
That's someone's gran.
That is it. Look at... She's literally falling asleep, look.
What the
Jesus.
fuck?
It's a combination of things. I had already had an established presence online at that point anyways. I had over 300,000 followers on Vine when Vine existed. So I was already known and recognized
As an individual?
As an individual, yes. And then once...
I wish I was that famous, bloody hell.
Never heard of him in my life, to be honest.
Before this, I didn't have a clue.
Just looks like a B-Tech Tyler Oakley, to be honest.
I feel like Americans do that all the time, you know. Not even Americans, like LA people.
What,
people
will
who
just
they're always like, yeah, I
overhype
have a big
themselves.
following, you know, 300,000 people, kind of famous, no big deal, you know. It's like, who gives a shit, man? Who cares?
At the end of the day, most people don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And you can't call yourself famous if more people don't know you than know you.
People weren't angry at him from the convention because they knew who he was and was like, oh, he's
Yeah.
Like, it was just because he was the dick.
It wasn't like, oh my God, I remember that guy. I'm going to ruin his career. It's like, no, we just don't know you, really.
Yeah.
Once everything kind of escalated and such, I was thrown into the media even more just because everyone had to turn to some sort of answer, and obviously that was me.
This was TanaCon.
Right.
So this was Tana Mongeau and a bunch of other influencers and all. And you're in the background on this. You're not one of the creators. You're not one of the influencers. You're not one of the talent that's out there. And how do they even know who to...
He's fuming there, isn't he? Dr. Phil's like, yeah, you're not one of the creators. You're not one of the talent. You're actually really unknown.
Did you actually see his face?
Clue.
He was like...
He's like, I am talent.
I've got lots of talent, actually, Dr. Phil. I contradict that statement.
To find you to blame.
Well, I mean, I had to go out and, when I made an announcement when it was canceled, all these news cameras were everywhere, just pointed on me, the hotels, everyone's coming at me.
But I thought Sydney went out and told everybody it was canceled.
She did, so Sydney went out.
It wasn't you, it was Sydney.
The first time, and then at the end, when I had to make, the official cancellation, she went out to try to de-escalate the situation.
Okay.
And then when I had to go out at the end and make the final calls, that was when all the cameras were there. I think that was a clip in your video.
Okay, and then clear this up.
Have you seen the videos of this guy going around?
Nah.
He was on this it's unbelievable, right? He was on this big just Segway wheeling about.
I think I just saw it in the clip there at the preview, innit? Yeah,
he wasn't even walking about. Mate, he's in a small hotel that literally...
Sorry, guys.
He's in a hotel that physically can't hold people, right? Because that's the whole thing that went wrong here. He's in a small hotel, just going around in a Segway, get a grip, mate. You can't trust anyone who's hosting something and going around in a Segway. That should be a rule. That should be a law.
For me,
Fucking Segway, you know.
Because I saw a video online by Tana Mongeau and announced that she was going to do this, where she said, I'm going to do this on the same day as VidCon, a free meet and greet.
Right.
But then I heard everybody chanting, refund, refund, refund. How do you refund free?
Well, so not every ticket was free. There was a free ticket, and we gave away several hundred free tickets, but there was also an elevated, I believe it was a VIP ticket, that was $65 or so. So it was a combination of free tickets, and then her saying that added to the theory that there was even more free tickets available, which, obviously escalated when people showed up out of nowhere. But there was
It's funny that. It's funny that's how it works, isn't it? You tell millions of people it's a free event going on and people turn up. That's crazy, man.
It's almost as if people want something and don't have to pay for it, they're going to go and get the thing.
Yes.
What a mental concept.
Crazy, right?
Crazy.
This is what blows my mind about the whole thing. I'm not even... The whole time, I wasn't even, pissed off at them or anything. I wasn't, annoyed or, being like, oh, they should be cancelled. I was more just how dumb do you have to be? Like, it's such an obvious fucking thing that could happen here. Like, surely you would have realised that, especially you, such a big company.
That's what I mean. Like, surely you would have sat down for more than 5 minutes and gone, hang on, guys.
Yeah.
This might be a problem.
Well, to be fair, did you see there was a clip of Tana Mongeau before it? And she was basically saying, like, she wants people to just queue outside because that makes, like, the event
hype,
look
yeah,
better. Some shit like that, yeah. So she kind of wanted it to happen, and then afterwards she went and cried on a Shane Dawson documentary and said she had no idea it was going to go wrong.
TanaCon got cancelled. This weekend was promised to be filled with the possibility to meet all my favorite creators for free or for the small price of $65. Let me tell you what $65 got me. It got me a disgusting sunburn on my shoulders, chest, and scalp. I got a really bad sunburn for waiting in line for 4 hours for literally nothing.
Oh, God. Have just realised what top she's wearing. That's Shane Dawson merchandise. Probably don't want to be seen in that nowadays, I'm not going to lie. It's a bit of a tricky one. Okay, it's a bit of a tricky one. What would be worse, you reckon? Wearing Shane Dawson merchandise or Tana Mongeau merchandise?
Oh, Shane Dawson, because he's an actual freak. Like, you know.
Is that how you put it lightly?
Yeah.
An actual freak.
Like, I don't know. She's done some questionable things, but not to that level. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's actually quite ironic that, like, Shane Dawson kind of saved Tana Mongeau's career, only to get his career ruined a couple of years later, and she did nothing. She didn't even try to help anything.
Nah.
I'm pretty sure she, like, unfollowed him and everything and started, like,
really?
tweeting about him, I swear, yeah.
Oh, yeah, great.
She was liking tweets because I think he titled a video or something weird with them, like, years ago.
Yeah.
And she liked the tweet saying that it was weird, but I'm like...
But you literally were, like, you were friends with him before all this happened. And, like,
yeah, so, like...
And you've had all these interactions just completely fine as soon as he's cancelled. Oh,
Yeah,
I knew that he was like that. Yeah, I called it.
I feel like Tana Mongeau is, like, the clear example of someone who would just be friends with someone because they're, like, big and got, clout.
Yeah,
just and then as soon as they get
absolutely.
dropped, she's like, no, right,
100%.
Right, don't want to speak to you anymore.
Like, literally the epitome of that.
Yeah.
100%.
I got a really bad sunburn for waiting in line for 4 hours for literally nothing.
Joining us from her home in Orange County, California is Amanda. Amanda, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm glad you're here because you were there. Why did you feel it was important to participate today and weigh in on what took place?
Well, I felt it was important because even at the event itself, I felt like the safety of attendees wasn't even thought of. Not only just security-wise, refreshments-wise, there was no food or water available.
It's so weird seeing so many people in a place, like, because of COVID. I guess, like, this kind of LA is like this at the minute anyway, regardless. It has been the whole year. But, like, here...
Yeah, they haven't locked down at all. It's just the exact same, isn't it?
Seeing so many people, it feels like I just want the world back to normal.
No, man.
You know what? TanaCon sounds like a good idea right now.
I queued up for 4 hours just to get outside in the crowd.
I'll take all the sunburn. I'll take every bit of it right now.
Aside from the hotel Starbucks, this was an event that was mostly attended by children and young teenagers. Myself included, I was 20 at the time. I went alone, but I ended up becoming a makeshift mom for half of the kids there because no one knew what was going on, and it was so stuffed.
Right, so you were kind of momming out there, helping some of these kids, helping a mother find her. I mean, you were doing kind of what there should have been controls to take care of, particularly when you have a magnet for young people, right?
Yes.
Okay, and so...
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can I say something? My voice is more important. She's been talking for at least a minute now, okay? Can I get my voice out there? It's my big moment on TV.
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
First off, I would like to say that I'm sorry that you experienced that. I would also like to address, there's been a common misconception that there wasn't food or water when we actually had over 10 food trucks in the back of the parking lot open to anyone. As far as I know...
Michael.
Go ahead.
Hi, 1 second. So once you got inside...
It's getting quite...
The shade!
I was just about to say that this might be a bit of a dull idea doing this 2 years later, but we might get an argument here, mate. This might be a bit of content for us.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
May I say something, please?
Speak. Go on then.
Couldn't leave because they wouldn't let you back inside. So how am I waiting in line? Security that you hired, your event staff, because what's being ignored is how long the wait times is. I got in line before around 7 a.m. I didn't got in at noon. Once you were inside, they made it clear if you want to leave, you have to go all the way back to the end of the line. So if I'm hungry and I have to go and wait to the food trucks, I'm either leaving my line or I'm leaving the event. We can talk about some of the lies you mentioned earlier when I was watching your intro.
Oh, shit. Straight up just saying the like no sugarcoating.
I like this girl.
Yeah.
We need to get her on here.
Yeah, literally, man.
We need a guest.
She is clinical, brother. I rate it.
Do you see him shaking his head as well? He's like, fuck.
He's gone. He's
got me.
He's done. He's literally, whoosh. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Okay.
Well, for example, something that's being admitted is that you reached out to Tana because she put out her video. The video went up a month before VidCon and TanaCon. So this whole event was planned in a month. That's not being discussed.
A month.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's talk about some of the things you're talking about.
Good argument. No, you got it there. You got it. Yeah, that's
It's funny because he was about to rebuttal it and go, a month? Yeah, it was a month.
Okay, yeah, you got me. That's incredible.
So there was a 5-hour wait to get inside, and you were one of the first ones there?
I was one of the 1,000 people about that got inside.
Okay, and so you were there, when you got there at 7 a.m., were there a lot of people there?
In line, yes.
Okay.
And I'll say this.
And you got in, but you got in.
Yes, I got in.
But once you got in after waiting 5 hours, there were no concessions inside to...
No, there was the Starbucks and there was the hotel gift shop, I believe, which I didn't even try to fight the crowds in there because they were already packed.
There was a full-service restaurant in there as well that we paid.
That was
substantial
not
amount.
open to attendees.
Oh, he's fuming.
He's
we
riled.
paid substantial amount.
He is riled.
Yeah, he's
just look at
fuming.
his face. He's literally going red.
What was
innit?
he expecting? Is he expecting, like, when people go on shows like this, is he expecting to go there and be like, oh yeah, no, it's not my fault. Like, honestly, you should feel sorry for me. And people be like, yeah, no,
Literally.
oh, you're little you. Like,
That's
what are you
it.
expecting?
He'd go, oh, I'm sure it was very hard. No, fair play. Fair play.
Yeah, fuck it, yeah, man.
There was a sign that said featured creators only, which was for the actual influencers of the event on the lineup.
Ultimately, there was a lot of things that went wrong, which is why I made the decision to cancel it. But there's also a lot of misinformation out there. Now, due to VidCon being in the area, we had one choice for security, and we bought every employee that they had. I maxed out their entire team. Like, I bought every single employee that security company had.
When did you do that?
But that also doesn't matter if it's still not enough. Like,
No.
I could be like, oh, I'll hire every bit of security in this place. But what if that's 2 people?
Yeah.
Like-
But also, it's like, well, yeah, everyone was at VidCon, so of course there's only going to be like 12 people come. Like, they're all at fucking VidCon doing the security, so it's like, well, yeah.
It's almost like you shouldn't have done it on the same day.
I know, who'd
Crazy,
have thought it?
Crazy.
Hey? Who'd have thought it?
It's just an ego thing. I mean, she
course.
did it on VidCon
To
so
try
she
and
could get
beat
back
the
at
people,
VidCon,
yeah, to try and get more
like,
people there.
Is your ego that fragile?
That's
Why?
ridiculous.
Why does it matter?
So, oh no, only 5 to 10,000 people rather than 20,000. Oh no, what a failure.
Yeah.
Jesus.
When we planned the event months before, we had our director of the event. Ultimately, we went through walkthroughs
Oh,
with
you
them.
see this? Look at her face. She saw someone who's like, oh, I'm about to get you. I'm about to get you. Look at this.
Months before, we had our director of the event. Ultimately, we went
She
through.
said,
Gotcha. Hey.
hey, if you wait a second, I can actually talk about this.
Gotcha.
I can see the lies.
Walkthroughs with them, walkthrough with that. So everyone was supposed to be allowed back into the event. You weren't supposed to go back into line. Once you checked in, there was a separate entrance to the right that
Also,
was
side note,
pre-checked
you're
in.
saying on the back lot, the lot with, I remember the food trucks you're talking about because I saw them, because I mentioned, I don't know if they pulled up because of this or because they were hired to be there. They were across the street in a side lot outside of the hotel.
We didn't tell the food trucks what to park. We have partners and staff. Like at the end of the day,
just
have
say
a-
you fucked up. Why is effing have to be an excuse? I hate excuses so much, man.
Honestly, he'd be way more likable if he came on and just gone, right, yeah, just wanted to apologise. Like,
Yeah.
unfortunately, we really wanted to make this a good event, but unfortunately it's gone wrong.
It went
And we can
wrong.
only
We didn't
apologise for
plan it
that.
enough.
I accept, that was right. You're right. We shouldn't have done that. And I can only apologise. Do you know how much people would like him for that?
Yeah.
Rather than now where it's like, oh, so you're still just denying all the wrongdoing that you've done. Oh,
Yeah.
great. You're a great guy.
Yeah, I think we get the gist of this thing right now. I mean, the actual programme is obviously quite long because it's on TV,
yeah.
but we get the gist. He's making excuses. He's probably going to do his little certain apologies whilst he makes excuses, the classic YouTuber thing to do. But yeah,
the non-apology, innit? The apology that he doesn't actually mean.
It is also again, it doesn't matter anymore, really. Like, it's been so long ago. Why are you bringing it back up?
It's last decade.
Surely you want everyone to forget about this.
Yeah, surely.
But because you can go on national TV, you're going to speak about it there.
Like, maybe make this a month after the event or whatever. It probably would have banged a lot more. But now it's like, who the fuck cares anymple? Like, like, who cares?
Very strange concept. Wait, what's his name again? It's like, is it Michael? Michael. Yes, Michael. Little bit of advice. Probably should just kind of own up to it. Because it's not like, realistically, if he came out and apologised and said he went wrong, his career's not going to be ruined. Like, I know he's like, my career was ruined. It's not going to be, though.
And this is
You'll forget very quickly.
But also, it's like, you've apologised, and it's like, well, yeah, I mean, what happened? It's like, it's kind of bad, but it's not that bad. Do you know what I mean? It's
I'm pretty sure he's Danielle Con's manager now as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's probably got money coming in. So it's like, I don't know.
He didn't even need to do this. Or just stay behind the scenes.
Yeah,
just chill, innit?
This was so stupid. But yeah, let us know your thoughts down below. Do you forgive Michael, or do you just not care like everybody else in the world? Do let us know. Also, if you haven't already subscribed to Charlie, make sure you do that. And I guess until the next video tomorrow, because I'm uploading daily, see you guys in a bit.
Sayonara.
Goodbye.
Bye.